Hello, Tom Venditti from Beyond Hello with Senator Wozniak, retired. How are you this morning, sir?
I'm just fine.
So what brings you out to the grand opening of a medical cannabis facility?
Well over a year ago, Franklin Biosciences got in contact with me because of my contacts in Harrisburg and in Johnstown. Asked me to be part of the team to help develop and to push for getting licenses in Pennsylvania. Johnstown was one of the chosen sites. So they began the process of looking for a site, getting it leased, et cetera, and today is the grand opening of Beyond Hello here in Johnstown, Pennsylvania.
That is amazing. So what do you think this can do for Johnstown and the people of Johnstown?
Well, anytime you're creating a new business downtown, and if you look at the staff, there's no gray-haired people there. They're all young people, educated, and really enthusiastic about their new opportunity. And earlier there was a crowd that was lined up down to the next block. So it tells you that there's extreme interest. People already have their certification or whatever the document is to use medical marijuana, and that the need is there. So great opportunity, and legislatively we tried to focus on our more needy communities. So it's a win-win for everybody.
Thank you. And I know Johnstown, as a Catholic myself, has been hit hard with reports of people who were sexually abused by clergy, and it's just a nightmare. Even today in the paper, we just keep getting hit more and more. How do you feel about the Catholic Church offering to subsidize medical cannabis for victims who can benefit by it? Do you know anything about how victims can be helped through medical cannabis?
Well, I would assume, and when the legislation was first passed, there was a litany of conditions that were allowed to be used with medical marijuana or cannabis. PTSD is one of them. I would suspect that a person that was abused as a child or an altar boy by anybody later on in life, probably suffering from the same thing as what soldiers suffer through as they did, because you put that in the back of your mind and it comes out later on. So I think one thing the Catholic Diocese can do, is certainly because this is a pay-as-you-go, it's not covered by insurance at this time in history, is to help those people out there diagnosed, and I don't see any problem with that. But as you look at it, it goes everywhere from babies having seizures, to reducing pain, taking people off of opioids, and as it evolves, you'll see that list getting larger and larger.
Thank you. And earlier you had mentioned how this is beyond political parties. It seems like everybody's pulling together. Can you share a little bit about that in today's political climate?
Yes, when I was still in the Senate, we passed the first phase of medical marijuana. And it was interesting how quickly the tipping point came, because for decades, obviously, there was a pushback on marijuana of any sort or anything. But in a few short months, and obviously a lot of hearings, a lot of education, the Senate moved, and then the House moved, and the governor signed. But it was interesting because one of the Republican senators actually had a case of cancer. And I won't say he was or was not using illegal marijuana, but it soothed his the adverse action of the treatments. He's in remission now, everything's fine, but he was one of the biggest champions. So you can see that sometimes there are issues that are bipartisan and have nothing to do with one party or the other party, but they do it because it's the right thing. And as I said, if you saw the line that was lined up here, there's a lot of people that have been taking advantage of this opportunity. And if you look at the pharmacopoeia of our drugs, and you go backwards in the history of it all, most of them are derived originally from some sort of plant or something from nature to begin with. So this is just taking off on that, using the chemicals that are inside the cannabis plant to be able to serve the public and reduce pain, reduce seizures, take care of anxiety, and a whole list of other things.
Well, thank you so much, Senator. You just shared so many very important things. So
You're
thank
welcome.
you.